The desert sun burned the land like a branding iron, stretching shadows across the dry earth. In those wide open plains of the American frontier, where dust storms rolled like ghosts and coyotes howled at the moon, the Apache people fought to preserve whatever remained of their identity. Among them lived a young woman named Nia, known for her fierce spirit and unbreakable pride. She was a hunter, a storyteller, and a daughter of her tribe's respected shaman. Her presence was like fire, warm, bright, and impossible to ignore. But wars came, as they always did, when the settlers pushed deeper into Apache land. Conflicts erupted, arrows flew, bullets cracked through the air, and peace was trampled under boots and hooves. During one brutal raid, Nia was struck by a falling horse and crushed beneath the weight of chaos. Her spine shattered. She lived, but her legs did not. Where once she ran like the wind across the valley, now she lay still. Her world narrowed to the dust beside her breathing. Her tribe, fearing weakness, fearing burden, fearing the harsh reality of survival, made a decision. It was not spoken, only understood. They left her in the desert beneath a lone, twisted cedar tree, with a small water pouch and a blanket. The old shaman, the one who had once lifted her as a baby, placed his hand on her forehead. His voice was heavy with sorrow. "The spirits walk with you now. If they choose to return your strength, you will rise. If not, you will join our ancestors in peace." And then they walked away. The sound of footsteps faded. Silence swallowed the desert. Wind shifted the dust. Nia stared at the sky, unable to move from the waist down. Her throat burned. Her tears dried before they could fall. Days passed. Hunger gnawed her like a wolf. The sun scorched her skin. Nights froze her bones. The world around her blurred between waking and dreaming. She whispered prayers to the earth, to the sky, to the wind, to the ancestors. No answer came, until one morning when hooves approached, slow, careful, unlike soldiers, unlike raiders, a man dismounted. A tall rancher with weathered hands and tired eyes, named Samuel Hayes. He had seen wars, losses, heartbreak. The frontier had carved its story into his soul. He noticed the still figure at the tree, thinking she was dead. But when he knelt close, her eyes met his, clouded but alive. Without hesitation, he lifted her gently, the way one gathers a wounded bird, and carried her onto his horse. She did not speak his language. He did not speak hers. But pain is a language older than words, and compassion speaks louder than fear. He brought her to his ranch, a quiet place, surrounded by wild grass and roaming cattle. Samuel lived alone since his wife died from fever years ago. The house had been silent for too long. Now it had breathing again. He fed her broth, cleaned her wounds, spoke softly even though she could not understand. At night, he would sit by the fire and play an old harmonica tune his wife loved. Nia would listen, eyes distant, but something in her heart slowly thawed. But the world outside did not approve. Settlers whispered. Soldiers questioned. Neighbors spat. "Why save a savage?" they asked. Samuel ignored them. A human life was a human life. And Nia, despite her broken body, held a spirit stronger than any of them could see. But the desert was not done testing her. Her tribe had learned she survived. And to them, a warrior who could not walk was a spirit trapped between worlds, dangerous, cursed, unfinished. They believed it was unnatural that she lived after being offered to the ancestors. They would come. They would take her. And Samuel knew that the day would not be peaceful. The wind shifted again. Drums echoed in the mountains. The past was coming, and neither forgiveness nor mercy would be riding with it. Chapter 2. The sky darkened with storm clouds, as if the earth itself held its breath. Samuel stood outside his small wooden ranch house, shotgun in hand, staring into the distance where 5 mounted Apache warriors approached. Their paint was bright, their faces hard with ancient lore. In the window behind him, Nia watched, her fingers trembling, not from fear, but from memory. She knew them. Her cousin, her childhood friend, her uncle among them. Family, yet strangers now. When the riders stopped, the leader raised his hand, not in greeting but command. His voice boomed in Apache, his anger like fire. "She belongs to the spirits. She should not walk among the living. Samuel didn't understand the words, but he understood the tone. He stepped forward. "She's not going anywhere," he said steady. "She's alive. She stays alive." The warriors dismounted. Their steps were slow, ceremonial. This was not a raid. This was something older, a ritual of reclaiming the dead. Naya pushed herself forward, dragging her unresponsive legs, refusing to be a silent object. She positioned herself between Samuel and her tribe, sitting upright with every ounce of dignity she had left. Her voice cracked as she spoke to them. She reminded them of the old stories, of warriors who returned from death to teach the living, of spirits who choose who they give back, of the strength of the heart over the body. She told them, "The ancestors did not take me because my story was not done." Silence held the air. Her uncle's stern mask broke. He knelt in front of her, touching the earth. Then her hand, the gesture of acknowledgement. In that moment, the battle dissolved. They did not take her away. They did not condemn her. They left her with Samuel because now they understood she was not abandoned. She was being reborn. Seasons passed. Samuel built her braces and rails so she could strengthen her arms. She learned to craft again, to paint, to teach him her language while learning his. Their bond was not romance, not at first. It was two souls, mending in the quiet spaces of existence. But love has a way of growing anywhere it is, given water and patience. And in time, their hearts found one another like rivers find the sea. They built a life, not by forgetting the past, but by shaping something new from its ashes. Nia never walked again, but she stood, spiritually, emotionally, with a strength that reshaped everyone who met her. Travelers came to hear her speak wisdom. Children came to learn her stories. And Samuel, once a lonely rancher, found his home not in the house he built, but in the woman he saved, who in return saved him. Their story lived on not in history books, but in the hearts of those who understand that life is not measured by what the body can do, but by how fiercely the soul refuses to surrender.